Imagine your friend John, a regular traveler and a frequent flyer, boarding a plane, waving his last goodbye to his ones, and then just disappearing into the unknown. This is the spine-tingling reality of Malaysian Airlines Flight MH370. On the ominous day of March 8, 2014, the flight lifted off from Kuala Lumpur, heading towards Beijing with 239 passengers, including your friend John. But it reached its destination, never landed in its safe haven. The ill-fated plane was a Boeing 777, ironically, one of the most reliable in the industry. At the helm of the plane was Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a seasoned with over 30 years of flying experience. The first 40 minutes of the flight were typical and uneventful. But then, as the plane transitioned from Malaysian to Vietnamese airspace, an eerie incident occurred. The aircraft's transponder, the device communicating with ground control, was inexplicably switched off. In this scene, we delve into the lives of the people on board Flight MH370. There were 239 souls on board that fateful day, a collection of unique stories and dreams. There were 12 crew members led by the experienced Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah and co-pilot Fariq Abdul Hamid. The rest of the crew were all Malaysian Airlines staff, a mix of flight attendants and technical staff, each with their own tale to tell. There were 227 passengers from 15 different nations, each with their own reasons for being on that flight. Among the 239 souls on board was Maria, a young artist traveling to a major exhibition of her work. She was a vibrant woman full of dreams with a brush that told stories beyond comprehension. This was her first international exhibition, and she was brimming with a mix of anxiety and excitement. She had meticulously packed her paintbrushes and canvases, unaware that they would never get to narrate the tales they were intended for. Further, among the passengers were 153 Chinese nationals, many of whom were tourists returning from holidays. There were 38 Malaysians, 7 Indonesians, 6 Australians, 5 Indians, and 4 French nationals. The passenger list included a mix of people from all walks of life. There were business people returning from meetings, families coming back from vacations, and students heading off to study abroad. There was even a group of 20 Chinese artists who had attended an exhibition in Kuala Lumpur. Each person on that plane was not just a number, but a human being with a life left incomplete. They all boarded Flight MH370 with plans, hopes, and dreams. Little did they know that it would be a journey with no return. Imagine the confusion of the air traffic controller as he saw the plane deviate from its planned route. In just a couple of minutes, the aircraft veered sharply to the west, straying from its original path. The Malaysian military radar maintained its fix, even as the plane made its puzzling journey back across the Malay Peninsula. Then, as if swallowed up by the sky itself, it vanished, leaving an air of mystery hanging in the control room. When news of MH370's disappearance spread like wildfire around the globe, an international wave of shock and disbelief inundated nations. From aviation experts to ordinary citizens, everyone was caught in the eye of the storm. In the heart of New York, a mother sat rooted to her television screen, unable to digest the fact that her son was on that fated flight. The experts themselves were left scratching their heads, unable to provide a clear explanation for the enigmatic twist and subsequent disappearance. Families of the passengers and crew were tumbled into a brutal limbo, swinging between hope and despair. Governments found themselves wrong-footed, racing against time to coordinate a response to this extraordinary aviation enigma. The abrupt vanishing of Flight MH370 was not simply a logistical puzzle. It was a tragedy, a heart-wrenching drama, playing out in real time before an astonished world. The quest to find MH370 became the most costly endeavor in aviation history. A staggering 26 nations contributed their might, providing ships, airplanes, submarines, and satellites to aid the search. Among these tireless searchers was Captain Lee, a seasoned mariner who tirelessly surveyed the ocean's vast expanse days, hoping to catch a glimmer of the missing plane. Despite the immense resources pooled into the operation and the relentless efforts of individuals like Captain Lee, the initial search area yielded no trace of the ill-fated plane. As the world grappled with the unprecedented disappearance of MH370, the international response was overwhelming and deeply personal. This wasn't just a crisis of nations, but of individuals. Ordinary people from across the globe, like a retired naval officer from Australia who volunteered his private boat, stepped up in the search efforts. This was not just a tragedy for Malaysia, but a global one, felt in homes and hearts around the world. As we delve into this scene, we'll highlight not just the unity of nations, but the spirit of humanity that emerged from this grave crisis. From the United States providing advanced underwater search technology to everyday heroes in Australia and China, who shouldered much of the search efforts in their respective territories, the international community came together like never before. However, as days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the unity began to show cracks. Frustration over lack of progress, disputes over sharing sensitive radar data, and escalating costs began to strain international relations. Yet the quest to find MH370 continued, driven by the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. As we move on to the next scene, we'll explore the myriad of theories that emerged as people from all walks of life attempted to unravel the mystery of Flight MH370. There's no shortage of theories regarding the fate of MH370. Back in a small town in England, a retired pilot, over evening cup of tea, mused about the possibility of a hijacking. Across the globe, in the bustling city of Tokyo, a young mechanic pondered over a mechanical failure that could have doomed the flight. Somewhere in the quiet suburbs of New York, a former air hostess couldn't shake off the chilling whispers about a suicide mission orchestrated by the pilot or co-pilot. Yet despite the myriad of speculations, none of these theories have been definitively proven. In the sobering wake of the MH370 tragedy, the aviation industry found itself rocked to its core. The enigma surrounding the vanished flight stirred an immediate cry for transformation. International aviation authorities and airlines, with a steely determination, scrutinized the existing regulations and procedures. A young engineer, moved deeply by the event, stepped forward, developing a new cutting-edge tracking system. Now, aircrafts were mandated to report their position every 15 minutes, a dramatic upgrade from the prior norm. Guided by the painful lessons from the MH370 incident, a renewed light was shown on underwater locator beacons with an objective not only to make them easier to, but also to prolong their battery life. Even the mental well-being of pilots emerged as a global talking point, resulting in stricter psychological assessment processes. Inspired by the event, airlines started to enforce the rule of two in the cockpit at all times, a policy that assures that no pilot is left alone at the helm during a flight. The disappearance of MH370 served as a bitter wake-up call for the aviation industry, precipitating changes aimed to bolster flight safety and circumvent such a calamity from recurring. As the industry strides forward, the chilling echo of MH370 looms, a perpetual reminder of the relentless work we must continue to undertake. Ever since the plane's disappearance, a few pieces of debris verified to be from MH370 have mysteriously found their way onto the shores of the Indian Ocean. A simple beachcomber in Madagascar was the one to stumble upon one of these fragments, transforming an ordinary day into a moment of profound discovery. These pieces, though small, have shed some light on the mystery, hinting that the plane met its end in the vast expanse of the ocean. Yet, the larger portion of the aircraft, along with the crucial flight data recorders, continued to elude discovery. Amid the unrelenting quest for MH370 and the barrage of theories and speculations, we must not overlook the human element. The families of the 239 persons on board have been living in a purgatory of uncertainty since the plane's disappearance. They have been encompassed in a maelstrom of hope and despair, as each new piece of debris ignites a surge of anticipation, followed by a crushing blow. In Beijing, a mother still sets a place at the dinner table for her missing son. The emotional toll is immeasurable. Parents, siblings, spouses, and children of those on board MH370 are suspended in perpetual grief. The lack of closure, the void of a definitive answer, has anchored them in their pain. Conversations with these family members reveal a profound sense of and frustration. They voice a yearning for answers, a need to understand what occurred to beloved ones. The interminable waiting, the relentless pursuit of answers, and the unending media scrutiny have exacerbated their mourning. Yet, despite the tribulations, numerous families have demonstrated extraordinary resilience, becoming advocates for their missing loved ones. They persistently call for more exhaustive investigations and demand accountability from those at fault. Their strength and determination in the face of such adversity bear testament to the enduring human spirit. As we delve deeper into the enigma of MH370, let us not forget the human impact behind the headlines. The search for MH370 is not merely about locating a missing plane. It's about delivering closure to hundreds of families who have been waiting for answers for far too long. The latest twist in the MH370 enigma comes from Richard Godfrey, a relentless researcher who, from the confines of his home office, asserts to have discovered the plane's final resting place using an innovative technology known as weak signal propagation. Godfrey confidently declares that the plane lies submerged in the southern Indian Ocean, a location vastly distant from where previous explorations were undertaken. Even so, with Godfrey's fresh claim, the mystery of MH370 persistently hangs in the balance. The precise sequence of events leading to the plane's disappearance still baffles investigators. The families of the 239 souls on board continue their agonizing wait for definitive answers. In the bustling heart of a coffee shop in Kuala Lumpur, over a steaming cup of teh tarik, friends debated the latest theory surrounding the perplexing mystery of MH370. The conspiracy theories are as numerous as they are diverse. Some passionately argue that the plane was hijacked, either by cold-blooded terrorists or even by the pilot himself, for reasons as cloudy as the coffee they sipped. Others, in hushed whispers, suggest that the aircraft was obliterated by a missile, possibly in a military exercise that veered off course. Over the chime of clinking cups, there are murmurs about a possible cover-up theory, suggesting that the plane was safely landed and hidden for some nefarious purpose. Across the table, an imaginative friend puts forth a theory right out of a science fiction novel: the plane was abducted by extraterrestrials. In this digital age, these theories can snowball quickly, spreading through cyber communities and fostering heated debates. As the friends in the coffee shop raise their cups in another round of discussion, they pause to reflect on the fact that these are just theories, often brewed from speculation rather than hard evidence. For the families of those aboard MH370, the reality is much more bitter than the coffee in their cup. A loved one is missing, and they continue to wait for answers as the world debates. Today, the unresolved puzzle of MH370 stands as a stark testament to the immense scale of our planet and the boundaries of our technological progress. It is an enduring conundrum that continues to perplex experts and ordinary folks alike. In the heart of this puzzling story, there's a young girl in India who is utterly fascinated by this mystery. Her nights are filled with dreams of deciphering this enigma, and she aspires to one day become an aviation expert, to not only solve mysteries like these, but also to prevent them from ever happening again. The quest to unearth the truth about MH370 is far from concluded. Regardless of the years that have elapsed since its puzzling disappearance, the resolve to decipher this conundrum has never wavered. International experts, independent researchers, and devoted volunteers persistently sift through data, hoping to stumble upon that one evasive clue that could solve the riddle. A prime example is an admirable team of volunteers in Australia who, despite their day jobs, dedicate their spare time to analyze satellite data, contributing to the noble cause. Recently, technological advancements have paved the way for innovative search and exploration methods. The deployment of drones and automated submersibles to scour the ocean depths, satellites, and cutting-edge radar systems scanning the surface is a testament to this. The use of crowdsourced data analysis has also gained traction, with global contributors altruistically offering their time and expertise. Numerous private and state-funded expeditions have set sail, each armed with a unique perspective and theory. Some focus their efforts on the aircraft's last known coordinates, while others venture down less conventional routes. Despite the hurdles and setbacks, the relentless pursuit for MH370 continues undeterred. The vanishing of MH370 has also triggered a renewed emphasis on enhancing aviation safety measures and technologies. The aim is to prevent such a catastrophe from recurring, and should it, we would be prepared to manage it. As we persist in seeking MH370, we are not only in search of answers, but also endeavoring to ensure a safer and more secure future in aviation. This dogged pursuit of truth is a powerful reflection of our collective resilience and unwavering commitment to uncovering the truth, no matter how elusive it may be. So, to bring this to a close, the enigma of MH370 is more than just a tale of an ordinary flight evolving into an international conundrum. Despite the exhaustive and expensive search undertakings, the exact location of the plane is still shrouded in mystery. A multitude of theories have been put forth, yet none stand proven. The recent claim by Richard Godfrey does offer a glimmer of hope, yet the persists. For the families of the passengers, the disappearance of MH370 is not just a mystery, but a personal tragedy that they carry every day. This incident continues to be one of the greatest unsolved mysteries that the world of aviation has ever known. In the wake of the MH370 mystery, our aviation landscape has been deeply transformed. The event left a profound imprint, not just as a mystery that still haunts us, but also as a catalyst for change. The incident sparked a shocking revelation of our flight tracking system's inadequacies, propelling unprecedented advancements in technology and protocol. Satellite tracking has evolved remarkably, and the urgency for underwater locator beacons with extended battery life has become palpably stronger. One particularly inspiring outcome is the story of a young inventor who was deeply moved by the tragedy. This event stirred a relentless pursuit in him to develop a new flight tracking system, an endeavor that embodies the legacy of MH370. The incident also triggered the implementation of the ICAO's GADIS initiative, a loaded program targeting a more effective global tracking of aircraft. As we continue our relentless search for answers, the influence of persists, molding the future of air travel and serving as a poignant reminder of life's uncertainties. The spirit of MH370 survives, touching lives and inspiring change in ways we could never have anticipated.